Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, June the 8th, race number 6 at Delaware Park. It's the Obeah. $150,000 is the purse. Fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. This race generally considered the local prep for the prestigious Delaware Handicap later in the summer. Let's take a look at this field. Scan the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile devices. View free race of the day past performances. Where else? On the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Take a peek, handicap along with us when you've made your final determinations. Play the race and the card with your DRF Bets account, which includes free formulator past performances. Mike, two horses expected to take the lion's share of the money. The dependable Miss Leslie and Battle Bling, who drops out of a grade 1 at Churchill.
Yeah, didn't even run that poorly in that race, Battle Bling. Yeah, it does feel like it's probably going to come down to the two of them. I think they're, relatively closely matched in this race, Dan. Maybe the 4, just a little bit more tactical, and it could be a big difference in this race.
And that's a very good point, because we're going to throw up the Timeform US pace projector, and I wholeheartedly agree with Timeform US that this could be a blue bar scenario favoring horses on or near the early lead. I talked to Jane Sabelli earlier this morning, the trainer of the One Flight to Shanghai. She says she's on ascend with this horse, breaking from the rail under Victor Carrasco.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? Especially in this field where, when you go through the race from top to bottom, there's really not that much other speed. She has the rail. She likes to be forward. They got to go.
Let's talk a little bit about Flight to Shanghai. Sabelli liked what she did towards the end of 2021. Ran her in that stakes race because they couldn't find a third level allowance. First start back at Laurel. Last time out at Monmouth in the Serena Song, she was able to control the pace. It wasn't very fast, and Miss Leslie was able to get the better of her, but she might be rounding herself back into form, third off the form cycle.
Yeah, she might be. She ran fine in that race last time at Monmouth. Didn't, really get loose in there, Dan. I thought, all in all, it was an okay performance. She was not as good as Miss Leslie that day. So she's got some finding to do if she's going to beat that horse this time. But listen, trips can make a big difference in races like this. And Flight to Shanghai, she kind of looks loose early in this race. She's 2 for 2 over this dirt track here at Delaware Park. She ran really well in both of those races. There are things to like about this horse.
The number 2 is Moma Tiger. Now, she finished ahead of Flight to Shanghai in that one-turn mile event at Laurel 2 starts back. Then she broke through the gate prior to the Serena's Song, and maybe that sapped her energy just a little bit. She wasn't closest attendance to Flight to Shanghai early, but tired just a bit at the end. Another one with some tactical speed.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to get a decent trip in this race. That seems to be, her running style is to sort of be up close, not right up on the lead, but to be up close and in position. That could be something in her favor in this race. I sort of felt like she had to improve quite a bit if she was going to beat, all of the shorter prices in this race. But maybe it can happen. Again, she's going to be close to a slow pace, it seems.
You're very familiar with the 3 hybrid Eclipse, who was in New York for Linda Rice for a spell. Most recent start was this race, however, at Laurel, going the one-turn mile with the long stretch of the second wire. And hybrid Eclipse, as you see on the outside, is getting ready to take command, and she'll go on her way. Now, she was listed as a vet scratch at Aqueduct on April the 14th. This will be her first start for Brittany Russell, who won the Laurel Spring title, who co-won the Pimlico Preakness meet. So you're getting top connections.
Yeah, a trainer that wins a lot of races, wins at a high percentage. We'll see if it's a positive trainer change or not. Dan, Linda Rice does a good job in her own right. I don't know. I feel like this filly's okay. She's another one who I guess could be forward. It's interesting. She beat Flight to Shanghai last summer at Park. Somehow she was in front of Flight to Shanghai that day. I don't know how that happened. I didn't feel like this race was going to be run like that. I felt like she was going to be trying to catch that horse this time. I'm not going to knock her. I think she's going to be a good price in here. I just thought this was a really tough spot for her.
Now, she hasn't run in several months. I talked to Brittany this morning. She feels that this horse is very fresh in her training, and she thinks there's a chance that this horse could pop out of there and at least get close to the pace. Not in front, certainly, of Flight to Shanghai, but might be able to get close fresh off the layoff. Miss Leslie is the number 4, and this is a horse that was claimed for $25,000 out of a maiden win in her 3rd lifetime start and has blossomed into a multiple stakes winner for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Let's watch her win in the Serena Song over Flight to Shanghai, who finished 3rd. And Miss Leslie, I think Angel Cruz gave her a brilliant ride. He realized there wasn't a lot of pace early, and he got her into the race on the first turn on the outside. And then when she made her move, she asserted her class late. It is worth noting that one of the favorites in this race missed the break badly.
True. Still, Miss Leslie, ran really well in here, and she did get the right trip as well, Dan, as you mentioned. They got her close in there, and you saw Flight to Shanghai. Once she sort of wore that horse down inside the eighth pole, it was pretty much all over. I thought she ran well. I'm a big fan of this horse. I think she's, actually really good. There are times when she just doesn't get out of the gate that well, and I'm not sure what the issue is with her. So, she's been compromised more than once by trips and things like that, and that could certainly happen here. But man, if she gets up close to the pace in here and is in front of Battle Bling as they turn into the stretch, she might be hard to beat.
And as you noted earlier, she has shown that tactical speed recently. That's what Claudio Gonzalez noted to me earlier today that he's impressed by. He always liked her more around 2 turns than 1. That's what he'll be getting with her in this spot. Pedego Girl is up next. Pedego Girl stepping up out of an entry-level allowance win for trainer Gary Contessa, but the win came at Delaware Park. Let's watch that effort back last month. And Pedego Girl did some good things in this race. She takes over command, turning into the stretch, and she just fights all the way down to the wire. The problem is the race just comes back slow. A 63, and she's going to be stepping up into stakes company for the first time.
Right. I mean, it was just all in all, it was just a really good spot for her, Dan. A race that was rained off the turf, so she gets to face those horses on the main track, and she gets the job done. The race isn't fast enough to make her really competitive with the field she's stepping in with in this race.
The 6 is Battle Bling, who's taking a drop in class. She was in against some tough horses in the La Troyenne. Pauline's Pearl is much improved. She Dares the Devils probably banked something like $2.5 million in her career. And Battle Bling tried very hard to finish 4th. This has been a great claim for Rob Atras. Took her for 62.5, turned her into a stakes winner. And distance is no problem for Battle Bling. The pace situation might be.
Yeah, that's what you'd be worried about with this horse at a short price, because she doesn't have a lot of early speed. Atras has done a really, really good job with her since he claimed her. She just keeps showing up and running one good race after another. She is the horse to beat in here. She did hold off Miss Leslie when they faced each other in the ladies at Aqueduct. They both ran well that day, but Battle Bling was better. We'll see if she can beat her again in this race.
Before we get to our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. It's Belmont Stakes Week. Lots of great content coming up on DRF TV. Top pick time for the Obeah. Mike Pace makes the race. You've got speed, you've got the rail, you've got Flight to Shanghai at a price.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to wire the field with this horse, Dan. I think they got to go from the rail. And if they don't go after her early and they just sort of let her get a breather up the backstretch, I feel like there's a chance she could take this field all the way.
I think when Miss Leslie is sort of spotted in these listed stakes races, she's very, very dangerous. Her newfound tactical gear, I think, works well for her in this race. And if someone decides to go after Flight to Shanghai, she can revert to the late running tactics that worked well for her earlier in her career. I'll go with her. But Battle Bling should also be very, very tough on the class drop. Mike's going with the speed, 1-4-6-3. I'll take 4-6-1-2. It's the Obeah at Delaware, your Wednesday race of the day. Best of luck.